So what was the last topic? Anyone knows? So what we have discussed in the last topic? Let me share the screen. Okay, what was the last topic we have discussed? Anyone? Can you tell me? Do you remember? Okay, I assume that the last topic was the Java. We need to start Java. So that was the last topic. Any idea, students? Are you guys are seeing the playlist? Yeah, I don't know why you guys are so silent. Okay, let me get into the topic. Okay, the next topic is in the module one. We have the second chapter that is called as software development. This is entirely about Java programming. So here, so we will read some different concepts. Let me tell you. So we will read about Java, okay, and advanced Java, okay, and then about JSP, server side technologies. So this is two type things we will learn from, for the server side technologies that are JSP and servlet. Okay, so these are the topics we come on module two. So now we can understand so what we can learn in Java. So basic Java concept, and then what is JDK, JDVC, sorry, JDK and JRE, JVM. So I hope we have discussed about this application and the other things. So top programming language by GitHub, repository activity. So that is, you can see a 4 lakhs 50, uh, that is, I'm sorry, it is not 4 lakhs. It is more than, you can see a 4153 799. This much of, repositories are created for this Java and JavaScript. You can see this. There are a lot of things. That is a survey taken for this particular Java is really high when compared to the other languages. Am I right? So next is applications of Java. So what are the applications we can create based on this Java? So what are the applications? So one is desktop GUI. Okay. So desktop GUI, we can create a graphical user interface, and then applications of mobiles. In a mobile, you can see a lot of applications, right? So that also we can create using a Java program. And then there is something called as embedded system. I think you might have heard about this embedded system. So that also was done using this Java. and web applications, most familiar word, web applications, and then application server, web server, enterprises, application for enterprises, scientific applications, big data technologies, business application. Most of the all the applications was created using this Java. So now, uh, have you seen the introduction, ma? So what is Java and other stuff? So what is Java? Java is a popular object-oriented programming language that was developed by Sun Microsystem and now owned by Oracle. This is owned by the Oracle, and in mid of 1990s, it is widely used for developing a wide range of applications from a simple command line tools to the complex enterprise system. So how interesting, right? And in the first fundamentals, we learn about what is Java variables, data types, and Java operators, input and output, Java expressions, and the block commands. Okay, so that's all. This is all about the Java programming. So next is, so how to write a variables. So this and all, it's a very basic thing. So what we can do is we will get into the coding part. So before getting to the coding part, how to install this Java program. That is, we need JDK. So JDK is very important. So we need to download JDK and then Eclipse platform to run the code. So you can use the other tools also, but most recommended one is Eclipse. Even you can use Visual Studio Code to work with this Java. But I always prefer, uh, I'll ask the students to work with Eclipse. So that will be a good platform. Okay. So we can go here and type JDK download. So this is the link you need to download on your system. Okay. So this you need to download it on your system. And the next is to download this, very simple. Go to the EX64 compressed arq. Sorry, here you can go with the installer or this one. Okay. So once you click on this, you can easily download the file. And once you download this JDK file, go to the environmental variable. You try. I hope you guys have already experienced it, but if you have any doubts also, please let me know. So once you install this JDK on your PC, you can go to the this PC, sorry, there is C program files and inside this Java and JDK. So you need to copy this path. Okay. So copy this path and create a new, the variable name is going to be what? Java underscore home. And then variable value and click on OK. So after selecting on this OK, so your path has been set. So now it's a time to download Eclipse. Okay. So to download Eclipse, so this is the link. You need to click on this download button. It will get downloaded. Okay. This is the link. There is a notepad. So once you download, this is the JDK file download. And this is for Eclipse. And in between, so this is the first step you need to follow. And the second step is set a path in environmental variable for what? For JK. So create, click on new, and then variable name is going to be Java underscore home, and then the that is the value which we are going to give. That is a path. That is path example. C slash program files slash what is that inside the Java JDK. So then the third step is to download the setup file. Clear? If you want a one day, I can also clear all the files on my system and I can show you. Let me put it in the Teams chat, and also you can also share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I shared the details. So now you guys have understood how to install the things. All right. So, so next is the basic, there are a lot of introductions we have for this. So let's see some Java keywords that is, reserved in Java. So what are the keywords we have? We have abstract, Boolean, and break. So in upcoming sessions, we can understand. So what are the commands we have? So now we can talk about the variables. Okay. So how to create a variables and how we can work on with. Okay, there are, two types of variables we have. So one is called a reference type, and the another one is called as a primitive type. Hold a primitive. Okay, so these are the different type we have. So one and two. So now the variable, dynamic initialization, how that has been done. So how to initialize a value and to get the values of this one. So let's get into the Eclipse now. So we can see the examples. One minute, students. Okay, well, sorry, students. So how to create a new Java program? To create a new Java program, go to the file and new option and click on, okay, here we have two things. One is Java EE and the another one is Java, normal Java. So let me set this into this for a Java programming, normal Java programming. Okay. So let me create one new folder that is Java project. I'll give a name as Annamacharya College. Okay, this is my project name. So once I've created this, here you can see that is GRE file and then SRC file is available. So I don't want this module info. This will be defaultly created. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Okay, fine. So next is you can right click on this new and create the class name. Let's say I'm giving a class name to be main class. But there is one important thing in a real time based, while you're working in an organization, always create one package. Okay, let me create a com.annamacharya.college is my package name. Inside this package name, I can hold many number of classes. Then right click and create a class, giving a class name to be main class. So I got a class name and the package name. So now I try to create the variable name. So what is the variable name constraint? So the variable name will be like what is the type and the name, right? So now instead of integer, let me create a double here. So double is a keyword that is going to be called as a data type. So that data type will hold for each and every data type. It holds some different sizes, right? So that we also discussed on the last section. For a byte, it's going to be 1 bit. So let's discuss. This is a comment line. Okay, if you're going to type some multiple comments, then you can use this hash dot. So next is I'm giving if this is for a byte. Okay, byte means this will consider it as a 8-bit. So what is the range to calculate? 2 to the power of n minus 1 to 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, this is the range. So to calculate this value, how we can calculate? We can calculate like 2 to the power of the value is going to be n. N is nothing but 8. And yet, I think so. That's what I'm just thinking. So it is like n minus 1. And here also, this is going to be n minus 1. Not n into n minus 1. This is n minus 1. So what happened? The n minus 1 is 7 to the range of what? To the range of 2 to the power of 2 to the power of n minus 1 is 7. And the overall of this minus 1. Okay. So that's going to be 128 to 127. So this is going to be the range. Okay. So let's see. I'm trying to write a byte and the variable, let's say 8. And the value I'm giving is 129. So you can see it is showing an error. So let me change this to 127 or 128. Range starts from 128, right? Um, I need to use a public static void. This is going to be minus, right? So it starts from minus until 127. So the ranges is minus 128 to 127. So let me print this output. So this is of A. So if you run this program, just go here and click on this run. Okay, let me run from here. Is the error? Let me check once. Okay, this is going to be the error. So now it will run. Okay. So we have given the comment, right? That's a problem. So now you can see the output is what? 127 is the output. If I give the value more than this 128, the positive value, then you will get an error. Again, C. Okay. So you need to convert because this is it is in a byte. You are trying to convert that to a short or integer. Okay. So you need to use a typecasting then. If suppose I give minus 128, so we don't have any error because the ranges is starting from minus 28. Okay. But the same number, the positive 128 will take, and I'm using a short. So what is the short ranges? The short range is going to be a 2 byte, right? So it can accept 128. So if you run this, you can see the out. But when you use a byte, it won't work. Okay. And what about the integer for short? For short, that is 2 byte. And for integer, it is going to be 4 byte. And for long, it's going to be 8. And for float, 4. And for double, 8. And then finally, we have Boolean. Boolean, there is no size, but the default value is going to be false. And for character, we don't have anything. And for null, that is for string. Clear? So these are the some sizes we want to understand. So now we can also see one more example on this. We'll try with double value. I'm using double keyword. So double keyword means obviously that will be in a point value. So let me use some value of 3.0 and comma b is equals to 4.0 is a value. I want to, update the another variable that is called C variable. So this variable should dynamically update the mathematical, square root of this value. So what is 3 and 4? So 3 is 9, 4 is 16. So totally 25, right? So math dot, the class is math, and then dot square root. So in the math class, we have some method called as a square root. I'm using it. Now I'm going to multiply a into a square root plus b into b. Finally, we can see the value of this. You run this program, you can see the value to be 5 because what is the calculation here? A very simple calculation. A into A plus B into B. That is, A value was 3. So 3 into 3 plus B is 4 into 4. So 9 plus 16 is 25. Clear? And how to square root? If you square root this particular value, then that is going to be 5. The value is going to be 5. Clear? So this is the answer. So now, uh, I hope you guys have understood about this Java variables. And now there is something called as local variable and then instance variable and static variable. So what are these? So local variable, first the variable defined within a block or a method or a constructor. Okay, so some variable, let's take, this is my block. Okay, inside the block, I'm just mentioning A is equal to 10 is my the variable. Then this is going to be called as what? A local variable, which is inside the block or a method or a constructor. And what is instance variable? Instance variables or a non-static variable. Okay, so we'll not use any static here. That is called as a non-static variable and not declared in a class, but outside the method. Let's say for an example, the instant variable. So this will be declared inside the class. Okay, that will be in a inside the class. So let's say integer a is equals to 11. Okay, but we'll have some method like void main. Let's just for an example. So it will be outside the method. So that is going to be called as what? That is called as the instance variable. And then static variable. Static variable is or non-static that is sorry static variables are also known as a class variables. These variables are declared similarly to the instance variable. The difference is we will use a static variable or declared with a static keyword within the class outside of the any method or the constructor or a block. Okay, so this is the difference between this, and we can see what are the different literals we have. Okay, so what are the different literals? So what is first literals? So literals or a data used for representing the a fixed values. So that is called as a literals. Okay, let's do this. Okay, ma. So the literals are a data used for representing the fixed value. So that is called as a literal. They can be used directly in the code. Different types of literals or Boolean literals or integer or floating point or character or string literals. So different data types we already discussed. There are some important topics we need to discuss. So let's see one by one. Okay. So what are the topics we can discuss is, so we can move on to the control statement now. And then we can see about the string and the array concept. Let me create the class control statement. How to create a control statement? First is there are two things. One is a conditional, and the another one it is called as a looping, right? So first, how we can go with the conditional statement. So let's say I'm creating a main method. Okay, I'm creating a main method. Inside the main method, let me give the integer and the employee ID is going to be some 30. I want to find if uh, the employee ID is equals to 30, then I can just mention. So this is a valid ID, valid employee ID. Otherwise, it will throw an error or the message to the user. So uh, please give your valid employee ID. That's all. To run this program, you can see this is a valid employee ID. But if suppose you change this to 31, then what happened? Please give your valid employee ID. Clear? So this is an example for the conditional, that is for the conditional Java. And when it going to be a looping, or we can also use logical statements. So in the if condition, same if conditions, we can also use a logical. So how we can use a logical things? Any idea? How we can use a logical operators inside this program? So let's see how we can use this logical operator. So inside this action, let me remove this. The main method. Okay, inside the main method, we can now specify. So let's check whether it is going to be true or false. So output is going to be a Boolean data type. Okay, the output is going to be Boolean data type. First value I'm giving as true, and the next data type, again, I'm going to check everything whether it is going to be Boolean value. Okay, so false, and then Boolean of C is equals to A, and here I'm using a bit or operator B, and you guys are going to answer this question. Okay, so please let me know what is the answer is going to be. And I'm using a bit or operator, and then a Boolean E is equals to A, the cap of it is B, and finally a Boolean of not A, ampersand B, and then or bitwise are A, ampersand not B. So what is the answer for these ones? Can anyone tell me? What is the value? So let me print also. I'm not going to show you the output. You guys are going to tell me what is the answer for this one. Because Boolean is, this is a bitwise operator. Just going to print the value. Okay, students, please tell me the answer for this one. Okay, Danush answered the question. Let's see. This is a question, students. So first one, it is true and false and true. And the A or sorry, the A and B is going to be true again. No, how come? So we have used the AND operator. Then how it is going to be true, Danush? Because OR operator means the both side, the either side, it's going to be a true, then the output is true. But when it comes to the AND operator, any one particular, the condition is going to be false, then the answer is going to be false again. What is this A cap of B? So what is the value of it? Students, I want everyone to be participated in this. I hope you guys are completing the Java hacker rank. Might have experienced it. Please let me know. So what is this cap? So cap is nothing but it is a bitwise XOR. So bitwise XOR means yes, XOR, correct. So XOR means that is, if example, the operator, copies the bit if it's set in one operand but not both. So what is the output is going to be? So the different bits gets true. So it is only me and Danush are talking. What about the remaining students? Is good, Danush. That is correct. That is going to be true. You can check for the F value. So the next is yes, that is also going to be true, right? The opposite of A is what? That is going to be false, right? So that is going to be false. And then the B is also false. So both the thing, uh, it is going to be false. Then here you can see this is A is true and this is also true. So the both we can consider. So the true will be the answer. And for the last one, give me a minute, students. Please give me the answers. Everyone has to answer this question because it is very important question. Students, everyone is clear with this example. Can I get some response, students? Don't be idle, ma. If you're in the session, please give me some response. Can I get some thumbs up or say yes or no? So you guys were responding really good, but nowadays I can feel from the, after New Year, I can see you guys are very silent and not responding at all. What happened? Can I get at least thumbs up, ma? Did you get the answer or do you want me to repeat? Whatever, just give me some response. The session, because I'm spending some time. I don't have any, this is not my working day on Saturday. Because of you guys, I'm taking this session. Today's a holiday for me, Saturday and Sunday. Because of you guys, I'm just taking this session. So if you're not interested, please tell me. I can take it on Friday itself with the both batches, batch one and batch two on Friday. Is it okay for everyone? Can we take that? Can I take the session on Friday itself? Can I combine the batch of batch one and batch two on Friday alone? Guys, if you are being silent, I don't understand how you guys are going to do a project. If you're not responding, it's totally failure. I'm telling you. Just for attending the session, you never get a certification, not even a participation certification. Okay. If you complete your capstone project alone, you will get a certification. Clear? I asked you guys to create a batch, at least a group of members. So can even a single person can create their own project. That is not a problem. The other students, please give your names. So while coming on Tuesday, I will create one Google Sheet. I'll ask each and everyone to give your names, a group name. So how many of them are into your batch? Clear? So this is mandatory. So at the time you have to open your mouth. If you're not opening your mouth, and I want to talk with a spoke again. Okay, I'm so sorry, students, because this is entirely about your future, placement, and everything was there. Okay, so the Microsoft SAP and sponsoring for you. It is not a free of cost for you and for me. Okay, please understand. If you have any questions, also you can ask me in the session. So don't be quiet. Okay, ma. So the next is we can move on to the next topic. So about looping. So I guess you guys have understood what is control statement and how to work with this bit operator. So we'll see the other operators also. The next is looping concept. Now we can work with a looping. So looping, there are some three difference, right? In control conditionals also, not only if and else, we have switch and the other things. In looping statements, so first we will see about the for loop. So how to work with the for loop. So let me give value. I'm going to start the value here. Okay. And the for loop integer I is equals to 0. It should start from 0 and end till 10. I increments. We can give it like this. I starting from I1 and till 10. And inside this, I can print the value of all the that is looping value. Let me give it as 1 and copy this. After completing this for loop, I want to print the statement to be end. Clear? So now we can run this program. You can see. So it starts from this until end to get the value. So this is a simple example of for loop. Give me a minute. Okay, so this is about for loop. So and also we can see the lot more examples on this for loop because you will be getting a lot of pattern examples. Okay, what does pattern means? Yesterday class also we have discussed this pattern. So pattern is very simple. 1 1 1. So I need so let's consider so 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 rows. So totally 5 rows. And the columns we can say I'm going to have a 6 columns, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6. And then so like this I want to print. So this is a pattern. So how to print this pattern? So first, whenever we are doing the looping statement, okay, we just want to check how many rows and columns. So let me consider the loop. So here we have 2 loops. So this is going to be my outer loop, and this is going to be my inner loop. Clear? So this is my outer loop, and this is going to be my inner loop. So here I'm starting from 1, and I is less than or equals to 5, and I increment. Okay. So and inside this for of, we are starting from J integer. So in JavaScript we won't mention it, but here we have to mention. So J is equal to 1 and J is less than or equals to 6 because the column is going to be 6 and J increment. Then let's print system.out.println. What is the value I want to print? Either I or J. So I don't want to print J value. Look at the pattern. In the pattern, you can see there is no number called as 6, right? So here you can see it will loop till 6. So I want to print I value. So 1 till 5. The outer loop is going to be 1 to 5. So let me give I. So how the calculation is going to be? Let's see the calculation. That is manipulation. The first value is the first value. Let's say I is equals to 1. And then condition is what now? So 1 is less than or equals to 5. So if the condition is satisfied, then it will move on to the next loop. So what is the next loop? J is equals to 1 and then J is less than or equal to 6. Yes, this is true, right? So this is true. So then what happened? The I value will get printed. So what is the I value? The I value is going to be 1. So 1 is printed. So next, the J loop alone is going to be manipulated again and again till 6. Okay. So you can see the next is again J is equals to 2. Once the loop got completed, it gets incremented. So J is equals to 2. And what is the J value? So 2 is greater than or equal to 6. And if you increment the value, what is the I value? Again, 1. And again for 3 also it is going to 1 1 1. But it will print till that is for the 5 times. Sorry, that is for 6 columns. It will print the value to be 1. And later that the I is going to be changed. So till 6, this will get executed. So the output going to be 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay. And the I is equals to 2. And the 2 is greater than or equals to 5. So J is equals to 1. And J will be checking the value greater than or equal to 6. Yes, this is true. Then it will print the 2 value. It goes on like this. Okay, so this is the output. So here I'm not going to give a println because it should be in the same line. So after this loop, I want this to be, so it should have some break after each and every line. So I'm giving a println statement. So now you run this program. Let me check whether I have given the correct basis. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So 3 and 4. Okay, this is the output. Here, students. So this is the inner and outer loop. So we can print it. And the second example is how we can use um, the continue and break statements. Let's have a look using a for loop. So let me consider I have a for loop starting from 1 and I is greater than or equals to, let me give the value till 10 and I increment. So if the I is equals to 5, if the I value is going to be equals to 5, then the statement get stopped. It won't exit. So it will not execute after the 6th value, that is after 5. So let's see the output. Sorry, I want to print the statement, right? So to print the statement, let's go with system.out.println. Inside of this, let me give the value to be I. Okay. But in a case of continue, what happens? That will skip this 5 alone. Then the other values will get printed. Okay, that is a difference of this continue statement. Okay. And then how to print the even number and the odd number. That is a familiar interview questions. Okay. So let's see. It's a very simple example, right? So if I use I modulo 2, if my whatever the number which I have given in the for loop, if it is divisible by 2 and the remainder is going to be 0, then that is an even number. That is going to be a even number. You can see the even numbers. But in case if we have some remainder, then the output is 13579. That is odd number has been printed. In the case of this, that is the third approaches. I want to add all the, sum all the values. Then how I can do it? So I can do it easily by integer count of 0. Initially, I'm just taking the value to be 0. And later to this, in this if statement, if this is going to be true, then the count is equals to count plus the I value. And the statement get printed. So I'll tell you the explanation for this one. So let me give count value. So how it has been printed, let's see. So count is equals to count plus I means what is the previous value? It is going to be 0 plus the I value is 1. So it is going to be 1. So next time the loop get incremented. Okay, once it is done, the if condition is satisfied. Next it is going to be 2 now. 2 is not, that is, it won't give any reminder. So let me move on to the 3. So 3 divided by 2. Yes, we are getting reminder. So count is equal to, what is the count previous value? That is 1 plus the I value is going to be 3 now. So totally 4. It goes on like this. Okay. And here you can see the output. Sorry, I have to give after the for. Here, so this is a total sum value of this particular statement. Okay, give me a minute. So just think about the factorial numbers. How to print the factorial numbers? Can anyone tell me how to print the factorial number? Any guesses? Give me a minute. Just no idea about the factorial number. Is this Sai Teja? Sai Teja. So after the session also you can share me the screenshot, students. Yes, I got like factor is 0. Okay, fact is going to be 0. Just think your answer is little bit correct. So it will not be 0. It's just Tanush. Okay. Tanush, that is not 0. Yeah, 1. Fine. Because the multiple value, if it has a 0, then the output is going to be 0 only. Whatever the number it's. So it is 1 now. And here we don't want to give any if condition directly the for loop. So in the for loop, the same thing, that is count. Here we need to multiply. So what is the factorial? The multiplications will be calculated like count is equals to count is 1 into what is the loop value, that is I value is going to be 1. So it's 1 now. And the second count value, let's consider the count is going to be now what? 1 into second looping is 2. So 2 is equals to now 1 into 2 is 2. And then the count is equals to what is the count value? That is 2 into the looping is a 3 now. So 6. It goes on like this. If I change this to 3, you can easily understand. Okay, if I run this program, you can see the value is going to be 6. If we give 10, then the value get default. Okay, that's all. So these are the basic simple example you have to know. Okay. Next, we can understand about some OOPS concept. Okay, so we'll see about some OOPS concept. Polymorphism. So whatever I'm teaching, that is everything is related to your interview purpose. Okay, what are the key points and things I'm going to give now? So this is a polymorphism example. So what is poly means many and morphism means form. And taking more than one form is called as a polymorphism. So that is one task completed by many ways. So one particular task, we can do it in the many ways. Example, if I have a pencil, using a pencil, I can draw a circle or I can draw a rectangle or whatever the shape I need. And let's consider the another example. I have one form like animal. So there are different animals we have, right? In an animal, we have different animals and different sounds are there. So that is going to be one example for a polymorphism. So in this, there are two major important thing, two types. So that is nothing but a method over loading, and the another one is method overriding. What is first method overloading means? So this is also called as, so this we can say it in another way like static binding, a compile, time polymorphism. So if you see about the method overriding, this is going to be a dynamic binding and runtime polymorphism. So this will surely asked in the interview if you got any Java interview. Okay. So it is if it is going to be one-on-one, then surely they will ask. So method overloading. So let's say class name. If the class name is going to be the same, there is only one class name, and the method is going to be the same, but the argument differs. What happened? The argument differs. So argument may differs depending upon the, it may depends upon the data type or data type counts or data type order. Clear? So these are the different ways. So the method overloading it way, a same class, and the method is going to be the same, but the argument differs. Okay. So now let's jump into the example. So first, let me create, a simple example for this one. The first example is inside of this class name. There is only one class name. There is no two class names. Let me create a private method. Okay, private void. A student ID is a method name, and inside of this, I have a data type called integer number. Clear? So, and I'm not going to mention anything inside of this one. And again, a private void student ID string name. So this is the another a method which I'm creating, and again private void. So what is the difference you can find? The methods are, every method is going to be the similar one, but the value which you are passing inside this, how it is, the arguments are totally different. The count is different, and the type, data type order is different, right? The data type order is totally different. And in the public static void main, you can call the class name. So what is the class name? Is polymorphism. So you can create an object. So how to create an object? So class name and the object name is going to be example obj is equal to new and the constructor, that is class name. And using that, you can call the values. Example, what is the first method name? Student ID. Okay. So let me give the student ID. And what is the integer value? Let me give 10. And I can call inside of this. I'm going to give I'm going to print the value of num. So you can see the value of 10. And what is the next one? So the next value, the same thing, object dot student ID, the same value, but what is it data type we have? The string. So let me print the value called Annamacharya College. Okay. So this is the name. Then I can also print the name here. So now if you execute it, you can see the Annamacharya College has been printed. And copy this. What is the third data type? Third data type is integer date of birth and string add. That is a string value. Date of birth, let me give something like this, comma, and the text is going to be, instead of date of birth, let me change this to age. Okay. So age is like consider 20, comma, and the string was PE. This value. And we can give age, comma, add. What is the error? So let's check, remove the argument to match. Just only printing. Okay. I need to give. Here it is showing. Okay, it is printing only one value. Let me check this. Okay. So now you can understand what is method overloading, right? So now we can jump into the method overriding. So what is called method overriding? So method overriding means, let's see. So the class name is different. Okay, here at least we'll be having a two different class name. Using an extends keyword, we will be using it. Okay, that is the first point. The second point is a method name, here also same. And the third point is the argument, also same. Okay, but in a different class, the method name should be the same, but the argument name should be the same. It's called as a method overloading. For example, let's say I have a class 8 and the method is going to be add. Okay, this is my method name. And I'm creating the another class as B extends the keyword. Using extends keyword, I'm using the same add of method here. So this is the example of method overriding. Okay. So now we can see an example on this. This is the example of method overriding. Okay. So now first we can create one superclass and then a subclass. So first is we can create a superclass. So let's say this is my superclass. This is my superclass. I'm giving a normal method here. Let me give a public void the girl name. Okay, this is my method name. Inside this, I'm just giving some text. Let's say for an example, 1 minute. Let's say for an example, I'm giving some value here. Just giving as a name alone. Dhanush. Okay. So after completing this class name, the next is subclass. So for a subclass, what is the procedure? You need to give the class name. So let's say I'm giving a name to be. I'm just giving a class name to be name and using an extends keyword extends this class name. So because in a method overriding, we'll be having a two class names, right? So using a curly brace, you can mention all the details. Public, I'm giving the another name, Shita. Okay. So two names have given. So in the subclass only, we are able to create a main method. So let me create a main method. Inside this, the class name is going to be my subclass name. And then that is, I'm giving object, a new keyword, and the class name A name. Using A dot, I can call the method because the both method name is going to be called what? Name. So name, the main method not found in the class. Minute. Is there any mistake? And also I can add one more thing here at over. Like this is our notation we are using. Can run this public static void main or must extend. What extend? One moment. Let me check something. Better I can also create one more class instead of going here to try that. Class main A. Error, the main method not found in the class. Okay, now you can see only one Varshita has been printed, but I want to print both the values. For that, can create the another object. Let's say polymorphism. B is equals to new of polymorphism of. Then B dot name of. If you run this, you can see both the values. Okay. You can print both the values in the method overriding. Dear students, understood till this? Can I get some response? Yes or no, maybe? Clear, Amma? Method overloading, method overriding, and for loop concepts, conditional statement. Students, please, Ma, give me some response. Are you there, everyone? Please do it on your system also. Just give a practice because totally we are spending some 3 hours for this session, right? Utilize this time. Whoever is given a screenshot, really good because whenever the placement team is going to ask, which that is, they will be asking sometime who is doing good in the session, so I can tell some names, right? So the remaining students, if you are giving your name, I can also include that. But if you are keep on idle, then I don't know what you guys are doing. Is Bhuvaneshwari, you are in the session now. Are you able to register? Have you done with the registration? Guys, please, ma, just respond, students. Why you guys are so silent? Have you understood or you already know or I don't know anything. I was so blank. Because when the interview comes, there will be a lot of openings are going to come. Not only for Java, not only for front end, not only for the database or a cloud opportunity. It's for everything. Students, if you're going to be idle, I'm sorry, I can close the session now. Really, I'm saying. I don't want to continue because I want to confirm whether you guys have understood or not. If you're not going to open your mouth, then how I come to know? Can we close the session? I'm just asking you the response, right? Whether you understood or not. If you have any questions, you can just ask me in the chat box. Can you hear me? Hear my voice? Harika and Ganesh, Tarun, Bhuvaneshwari, Tejashwini, Venugopal. Totally, I can say more than 30 students are there. Guys, this is not good, ma. This is not fair. This is not totally fair. I just want to know one thing, whether you have understood this concept or not. If you want me to repeat, if you want me to repeat also, I can repeat it. But I need your confirmation. Otherwise, I won't go to the next topic. I want the confirmation from everyone. I'll wait for other 5 minutes. If you're not going to respond, I'm really sorry. I'm going to transfer this batch to the another trainer. Really, I'm saying. I'll wait for other 5 minutes. If you guys are not going to respond, so I want to talk with the Spock regarding this. So just to give your trainer that you have understood or not, that is not a big deal, right? Yes or no. That's it. Very simple. I think you guys are not in the session, just turned on your system. Then why you guys are not responding? If you are being like this in a placement orientation session, if you are being idle like this, then there is no use of this program if your guys are not going to talk. I need your response, ma. Really, I'm saying. If you are not going to respond, so we'll close the session. Really, I'm saying. You can close the session. What about the remaining students? I can't understand why you guys are, for a past 3 minutes, I was talking with you, but only two responses are coming. What about the other students? I hope you guys are not really interested in this program. Ma, please respond, ma, students. I'm just asking with you. Are you guys are there or not? I just want to know. How long I'm speaking, you are not responding means what is this, ma? I want to understand, right? If your guys are not answering the interview, where will the question come? Huh? So they will be asking me only, no? That's why I'm asking whether you have understood or not. For that also, if you are not responding, then what is the need of this program? Tell me. Thank you for your response, students. Thank you. Okay. So the next is, so we have completed about the polymorphism. So now we can move on to the abstraction. So what is called abstraction? So in OOPS concept, there is something called as abstraction. Let me create one new class, or I can do it here itself. Okay. I will do it in the control statement itself. I'll delete all this. So now we are going to see the concept of abstract. Because we can understand what is abstract. So what is abstract? So abstract is nothing but hiding the implementation part. So there are two types of abstractions we have. The first one is partially abstract, and second one is fully abstract. Okay, so partially abstract is nothing but, so here we'll be using a abstract class. In the abstract class, it can support both abstract method and non-abstract method. Clear? But when it's going to be, and one more point is, we cannot create any, we cannot write a logic, business logic in abstract method. And then the third point is, so only in abstract class, we have only, so in abstract class, we have only the method signature. So I'll tell you what all this. Okay. So now we'll go to the class. And next is, here we are going to create a abstract class. So abstract class means here we can include the abstract keyword before the class name. And next is the abstract keyword and void keyword. And the method is going to be savings. So method signature. So this is called as a method signature because this is a abstract method because I have included the abstract keyword before the void name. That is void keyword. So this is called as a abstract method, and this has only the method signature. There is no logic inside this. Example, I have not defined any business logic inside this abstract method, and I'm going to create one more abstract method. Let's say void current, an abstract void salary, abstract void join. Okay. And finally, so these are all called as what? So these are all called as a abstract methods. So now I'm going to create one non-abstract method. So the non-abstract method means public void, and then the method is going to be a branch details. So inside this, so in a non-abstract method, you can write the logic inside the curly braces. So let's say I'm going to give the value to be the branch detail. Let me give Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So this is the detail I have given. So this is called as the abstract class. So now I'm going to create a super class now. Super class. So super class is nothing but class. Let me give the name to be Axis Bank is my class name. I'm going to use a extends keyword. So if it is going to be abstract class, then you can use a extends keyword to get the proper, there is a detail or the properties of the another abstract class or a class. So what is a class name? The abstract class name is control statement. So inside this, we can create the logic. So inside this super class, we can write the logic. So now, what is the first method is going to be void savings. So let me copy this void savings, the public void savings. Okay. Here I'm just giving some logic like saving, regular, um recurring deposit. And next is void current. So void current is the another abstract method, but inside the super class, I'm going to give the business logic. So public void current. Just copy this. You can give some statement. And void salary. Here I can give it as joint. And the final value is going to be a public. So here we can use the main method. Okay. In the main method, let me copy the super class name. How to create a method, super class name, and the object is equals to new and the class name. So now we can call the methods. So object dot, what are the details we want to fetch? So we want to fetch the branch details. Hmm. Inside the branch details, there are the details of. So this concept is nothing, na? So we are just hiding the details of each and every methods inside the abstract class. Very simple. Okay, so that's all we are done. So we can run this program. Go to the search option. Access Bank is the main class. Click on run. Okay, here you can see all the details like Andhra Pradesh and everything. So what is the main concept you have to understand for the abstract classes? A method in the abstract class. So in the abstract method, you only mention the method signature alone. There will not be any logic. Okay. So now we can move on to the that is a fully abstract. So what is called as fully abstract? This is opposite to this one. So here we are going to use a interface, not a class. We are going to use an interface here. So inside the interface, so it won't, support uh, non-abstract method. Sorry, we won't support the or non-abstract method. It can support the abstract method. Okay. And next is in interface, the public abstract is a default one. So we know we don't want to mention anything called as a public abstract. Okay. So public abstract. We don't want to mention anything called as public abstract. So it is a defaultly, it is there inside the interface keyword. Okay. And here the keyword we are going to mention is implements instead of the extends keyword. Here, this is the thing. Now we can move on to the code. So here we can make some changes. What are the changes means? Let's change this to an interface. So this is a keyword, so it will be in a small character. Change this to interface. And then in this particular point, it won't support the non-abstract method, so we can remove this. And instead of this, we can give implements keyword because this control statement is now called as an interface. So we need to mention as an implements keyword. Okay, clear? We can scroll down. We don't have any non-abstract method, just remove it. So if you run this program, you can see all the values has been printed. Clear? So this is the difference between the interface and abstract method. Sorry, that is abstract classes. I just want to confirm you guys like uh, that is about the recording session. If you are not received or if you are not able to see the recording session, I can also share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, because if I get some confirmation, I need to wait for other 5 to 10 minutes. So what I can do is if you are getting a recording session from your LMS, please let me know. If you face any kind of content issue, also please tell me in the WhatsApp once because I can share it with the LMS team. As of now, I got some details from 2 students. I'm going to share their details with the LMS team so they will rectify the issue for you. So today they are not available. So on Monday, mostly on Monday, you will get a solution. Okay. So now the next part is we can see about the array concept. So array is the another important topic after the loops. Okay, after the for loop, very important topic is array. What is called this array? So array is, you can see the definition first. Array is nothing but it's array is a collection of a similar data. Okay. And the value are stored based on the index. So based upon the index, the values will get stored. And the third point is the index will start from 0 to a n number of values. Okay, like this. And the syntax to represent is integer example. Okay, this is a syntax. Number of is equal to new keyword and the number of uh, some other value. You can provide this. So this is a variable name and this is a data type and this is a keyword. Clear? And this is a array. This is how you need to represent. So now we can see one example for this array. Integer, let's say num of is equal to new keyword integer of 5. The data type. I'm sorry. Okay, here we need to mention the main method. Num of 2. So as of now, we didn't give any value for the num2. So it is going to be a default value of 0. Okay. If I print some value like this, how to add value for this? Num of 0 is equals to, let's say, 10. And num of 1 is equals to 20. And num of 2 is equals to 30. And num of 3 is equals to 40. And num of 4 is equals to 50. Okay, like this, I've given some values. So if I want to print a value of num2, then the answer is going to be 30. If the another scenario, if I'm giving the another value for the 2, again, like 50, or let's say 70. So which value will get printed? Because I have two values, num2 30 and num2 70. So in an array, it will consider the latest two values. Okay. So the output is going to be 70. Clear? If I add one more value to the condition, let's take this is going to be 100. The last array value will be taken. So now it is going to be 100. So the values will be overwritten. So if I want to find the length of this particular thing, then how I can find the length? So let me create one variable name. Let's say length is equals to the variable name is what? Num dot length of. So this is a method. For array, you don't want to mention of. Let me print the length. So totally length is going to be 5 because 0, index 1, 2, 3, and 4. So totally 4 values are there, right? And then if I want to loop it and I just want to print all the values, then how I can print it? Using a for loop. So for loop, I is equals to 0. So an I is less than or equals to, less than num dot length because we are giving the index value, right? So index is 0. If it is going to be 1, then you can mention it as equals to. And finally, I increment. Okay. So inside the, for loop, I don't want to give the loop now. Here, let's mention the printed value. I can give I engaged. Okay, so that's all. So now this is start from 0 and num dot length and incremented, and each and every value will get printed. So let's run this. We can see all the values. Sorry, 1 minute. Value not getting printed. Want to give number of 5. So number of I only, it is going to print the values. Okay. So I values will be taken for each and every iteration. So next, if I try to use a enhanced for loop, that is very, very simple now. So enhanced for loop means I don't want to use any initialization condition or increment or decrement. So better I can go with some the variable name. Let's take a k as a variable name. And where are the values get stored? So it is stored in the num. So let me give it as a num. Then here I can mention k. So let's run this. You can see the value has been printed in the enhanced for loop. This is called as a enhanced for loop. So now we can understand one more thing that is about the advantages. So what is the advantages? So in a single variable, we can store the multiple values, right? In a single variable, we can store multiple values. And what is the disadvantage? Disadvantages is nothing but so it supports only a similar data type. So because of this disadvantages, they have using a collection. So we'll see the upcoming session by I think mostly on Tuesday we can see about the collections. Okay. So this is it supports only the similar data types and it is a fixed size. The fixed size and the memory wastage is very high. It's going to be high. So to overcome all these things, we are going for the collections. Clear? So this is about the array concept. So we can also see about what is 2D array and 3D array. Okay. So how to print the 2D array and 3D array? Any idea how we can print a 2D array and 3D array? Any idea, students? How to print a 2D array and 3D array? That is the multi-dimensional arrays concept. Okay, let me tell them. You're not aware because that and all a very important thing you have to know if you are going to work with Java program. Let's consider I'm going to talk about a 2D array. Okay, so what is this 2D array is all about? So let's take box. So this is going to be my row 1, row 2, and row 3. Column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. Okay, so this is a column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. So now we can talk about the first value. So this is going to be what? So let's take the variable name is going to be A. So the value is the array value starts from 0. The index is going to be 0. So this value is 0 of 0. And for this one, the first index value is going to be 0, but the column value is 1. Okay. So like this, the two-dimensional array will get placed. It goes on. And in the for row changes, the first value will get this. The column value will be the same in the first column. Clear? Now we can get into the program. So how to print this two-dimensional array. Okay. So let's see the first example. This is about 2D array. So integer of a. So I'm giving the array name to be what? A variable name. So this is the curly brace. You need to use a curly brace. Inside the curly brace, set of values will it's going to print it. So in the first row, okay, in the first row, I need a three columns. In the first row, I need three columns. The values are 1, 2, and 3. Students, give me 1 minute, ma. I'll be back. Okay. Okay. So now what we were discussing, yeah. So in the first row, I have a three columns. Okay. So just give comma and then I'm giving 4, 5, 6 and some value like this. So it is going to be the second row of four columns. And then in the third row, I have so in the third row, I have how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally 5 columns are there. Okay, it goes on like this. So now, so this is my 2D array. So if I want to find the length of this particular array, or if I want to print all these value, then how I can print? How I can print it using a for loop, right? So for this for loop, there is two things we need. One is row column and the another row and the column. The row I can consider as a I and the column is considered as a j. So now let's create a for loop for of integer I is equals to 0 because of the index value. I'm giving it as a 0. Okay, so a dot length of and I increment. Okay, and inside this again I want to mention j value. So it is going to be j is equals to 0 and j is greater than 8 or i a of I length and j increment. So here we can give a post increment itself so that it will show the output. So I hope you guys know already what is post and the pre increment. So in JavaScript, I think you guys have answered it. Then finally, can print all the values a of I and then the column value of j. So this will be printed, the print the output. Okay, so how it will print the output? So first is, so 0, I is going to be 0, let's say 0, 0. That is j is also 0. And it will check the condition. What is the condition? 0 is less than a of I. What is the a of I value is 1. 1 dot, that is, sorry, this is a of I value, right? So I value of length is going to be 3. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, and 3 is a length. So it will check whether it is going to be greater than that. Sorry, that is lesser than that, then it will get executed each and every time. So now we can execute this. You can see all the value has been printed. Clear? So if you want to print in the same line, and then after this loop, you can mention out println. You can see all the values has been printed. Clear? So this is about the 2D dimensional. So if we want a 3D dimensional, so that also we can do. Okay. So in the later topics, we can discuss it. Yeah. So next is we can go with the string concept. What is string and why we need to go for string. Till this, everyone is clear or I'm going fast. Can I get some information, students? So everyone understood till this topic? Array and polymorphism, abstract, and method overloading. What is method overriding? And the control statement, for loop. Is everyone clear with this till this? Can we move on to the string concept? Or students, if you have any question also, please feel free to ask. Okay, this is your time. Totally, this 3 hours is only for you. Okay. So if you have any questions in between, please let me know. Uh, then finally, because you are very closer to your placement. Once the portion is completed, you will get a lot of opportunities at that time. You will communicate with me for sure. Because sometimes the students won't get any, a reply from the company because they may not got shortlisted. So please understand and read all the concept which I'm giving. So if I'm giving some one example, you can try to practice more example. There are a lot of self practice exercises also there, so you can do that. Okay. So as of now, I consider that you guys have understood. So I'm going to the next topic that is about string. I have created using a interface itself. Okay, let me create. So what is string? So string means it is nothing but a collection of a character or a word that is enclosed with the double quotes, right? So that is going to be called as a string. So here we have three topics to be understand. One is string function, and then another one is mutable string, and then immutable string. So these are the different concepts. So first we can move on to the string basic methods. So how to create a string first of all. So how to create a string, let us string keyword and then variable name, let's say A, and I'm giving let's say Lakshmi Varaprasad as a name, and I want to print this value. Now I can print this value. If I run this program, you can see the output is printing. So what are the methods we have? Let's say the first method we can see that was called as a char at. So char at of method is nothing but it brings a particular character of your string. So let's say in this example, I want to print only one particular character. Then I want to mention the string value here. That is the position. So let's say I want to print this k. That is, it starts from 0, 1, 2. So giving the value to be 2. Then the k is printed. If I want to print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I want to print I, okay, if I'm giving 6, then the value is going to be I. Okay. If you want to print any particular character, then you have to mention the position in the caret method. Clear? And next is called as a equals method. So what is called as equals method? So the equals method means it will check whether the given value is equal or not. Let me create. Okay, let's let it be like this. I'm going to check. So a dot equals of the value. So I'm going to give the same value here. And the another statement, copy this. And I'm changing this first letter to small. So now we can run this. You can see the output. What is the output? So first one, it is going to be true. Okay, the first value is going to be true. Why? The whatever the character which I've given is there, and all it is in the uppercase. But when you check for the second, string value, the first letter is alone in the lowercase. That's why it is showing as a false. But if you want to ignore for any particular situation, then you can use equals ignore case. Okay. So this is another method. It will eliminate the case sensitive. So it is a non-case sensitive. You can see both the values going to be true. Clear? So next is the another method is called as a contains. It's called contains, whether the given letter is contained or not, whether it is contained inside the string or not. So let me give a contains and I'm searching for the word result. Whereas this, it is saying true. Yes, because the value is present inside this. If I'm giving something else, um, Surya, so it is showing as a false because it is not consigned, but that is contains inside the string. So let me copy and have it here. Then the output is going to be true. Okay. Then the another method, it is called as a split method. What is this called a split method? I'm just giving a split method here. Okay. And I'm trying to split the each and every values, which is, so this is actually a sentence, right? And I want to split all this sentence into a word. Then how I can do it? So using a split method will split each and every word. So that is the main motto of this. So if you want to check this value, so let me give it in a different way. So b is equal to, so actually this is going to be a string value. So I'm adding a string. Okay. And then here I will check the how many characters inside the A and B. So for A dot, I can give a length of, and so the first one is a normal string, but the second is going to be an array value, right? So for array value, here we don't use an that is off. We don't want to use a off. B variable. Clear? So if you run this value, you can see the difference. So total character is going to be what? 25. But if I use, okay, if I use the A value, that is a b dot length, then the value splitted. So what are the spaces? So the spaces is has been evaluated and it is showing in the output. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So totally 4 spaces are available, right? So the next thing is if I want to split all these word, sorry, that is string sentence into a word, then how I can do it? So let's remove this. So we can see a very simple example. So for loop, integer I is equals to 0 and I is less than p dot length of. Okay. So how I'm going to split? I'm going to find the length. Okay, I'm going to find the length of the split. So it is totally 4. So each and every time the word will get split. So I increment. Inside this, I can print the values, system.out.println, and the value which I'm going to get is b of I value. Okay, what are the value? The b of I value will be printed. So now you can see the values. So each and every, that is the sentence has been splitted into the word. Now these are the very familiar interview questions. Okay. So they will definitely ask you the very simple basic questions. So please make a note of it, or otherwise you can see the recording later. Okay. And if this is going to be in a enhanced for loop, then how I can use it? Very, very simple. So using an integer keyword, sorry, not an integer. This is going to be a string now, right? Because in a previous example, each and every value, the iteration, that is going to be in a number. But here, straight away, we are making splitting into a word. So that's why the data type is going to be a string here. So k colon of a b. The value is sys of, and let me give a k value. So the same output you will be getting. Clear? And there is something called as uppercase and lowercase. That is very, 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 very simple. Let's see. Let me give a dot to lower case of a. I'm just changing all the entire capital letter to small character. And be better when assign. I cannot give the a inside this. That's a problem here. So now I can give an m value. So now you can see all the letters, all the character has been changed to a lowercase. The next we can see about the substring. So what is called a substring? Substring method. So this method, let's say the character we want it in the string index. So how we can print it? So very simple to understand. If I have this word, right? There is sentence. If I want my character to be print from K, then what is the index value I can give? 0, 1. So it should start from 2, right? So like that, we can split the string value. So let me change the method to substring. Inside this, I can give a value to be 2 because the character should start from K. Then substring. Let's run this. You can see it starts from K. And how many character it want to print? Let's say I want this to be, only Lakshmi has to be printed. Then from starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Totally 6, right? So let me give the value to be start from 0 and 6 values. You need to give it as 7. Why? Because the last value will be minus to 1. Okay, so whenever you give the last value, that will get minus by 1. So if you give 5, so it only print till h. Okay, so whenever you give the extra values, so you can get the Lakshmi as an output. And there is something called as the index of method, index of method. Index of method means we can find the index value. Let's say if I have a character, let's consider X is a method. Okay, index of is a method. So inside this index of method, I want to find the index value of, let's say, L, giving L. What is the error? Okay, okay. We need to change the values to true because the output, the return is going to be the integer value, right? It is not going to be a string. That's right. So if you change, you can see it is going to be 0. If I change the index value, it's going to be A. Then, 1 minute, students. Okay, students, thank you for staying connected. Okay, now this is going to be an index of. So index of means um, A means what is the value? The index value is 0 and this is going to be 1, right? So the output is 1 here. Clear? Next is last index of. What is called as last index of? Let's say for an example, I'm taking this value again and I'm changing the variable name to be n and this is also n. You can see the difference. So both the thing I have given a, but here alone I'm just changing the value to be a last index of. When I run this program, you can see it is 24. Why? It will take the last index value, that is 24. And the second the thing is, if I want to replace the string value, then how I can replace it? Let's say, so here I have Lakshmi Varaprasad. Okay. Instead of the Surya, I'm giving Annamacharya. Okay. So how I can replace it? So give a replace method of this a dot replace of. Inside this, let's give Surya, comma, Annamacharya College. Let's execute it. So here you can see the replacement. Clear? So these are the very, very important string method that will be asked in the interview. Clear, students? So make a note of it. So next we can see the difference of two things, that is literal string. So what is literal and non-literal string? Okay, first a literal string we can see it's stored inside the heap memory. Okay, and it will share the memory if the same values are there. Example, if there is any duplicate value, it's stored inside the same memory. That is called a literal string. So when it is going to be a non-literal string, so what is called as non-literal string? So it's stored in the heap memory. So this also will store inside the heap memory, but it won't. Okay, so it creates a new memory every time, even if it's duplicate value. Okay, so that is the main difference between the non-literal and literal string. So now we can see an example of this. So let's take, I'm just taking the Lakshmi name alone. Okay, and I can copy for 2 times. So the same name, but I'm saving it in a different variable. Okay, according to the literal string, you can understand. So it will share the memory if the same memory, that is duplicate value means it will save it in a same memory. So to find the memory values, I'm going to add one method that is called as, so inside the system class, there is one method called identify hash code. Okay, this will find you the this will find you the, that is a memory value. Okay, so here I'm giving as a and I'm just copying it and let me give this to be b. Then what happened? If I run this program, you can see both the value is going to be similar. Why? Because it is sharing the same memory space for both the values. This is called as a literal string. But when it comes to a non-literal string, what happens? The non-literal string means so we will create a string using a new keyword. So let me give a string C equals to new keyword of string that is constructor. Inside of this, let me give the same name. I'm going to give the same name and copy this again. Change it as D and same value. Okay. If I check both the values, you can see both it will be a different memory location which has been allocated. Okay, C and D. Refresh, sorry, if you run this program, you can see the memory location will be different for a non-literal string. 1 second. Okay, so the next is we can see about the immutable and mutable string. So that is a lost concept. So we can see that. So what is called mutable and immutable string? So first we can see about the immutable string. And this is going to be a mutable string. What is called mutable string? So let's say I'm going to give provide a different value here. Let's take Lakshmi and the second data is going to be Razan. Okay, Lakshmi and Razan. Those are two different names. Here, an immutable string. If I try to find the value for A and B. Okay, and then the third thing is I'm trying to concatenate this both values. How a string R is equals to A dot a concat method of B. So let me print the value of R. Clear? So what happened? So in this immutable string means we can store a more multiple, that is duplicate value in a same memory, but we cannot change the value in the memory. And it creates a new memory all the time. Even if you concatenate also, same thing will happen. Okay, same that is same sorry, different memory space will be created. Clear? So let's run this program. You can see, sorry, here also I need to give I copy this. Okay. Okay. So now we can refresh, that is run the program and we can see. So see here, for each and every value, it is going to be a different memory location. But when it comes to the mutable string means obviously we are going to use a string buffer. Okay. So string buffer C is equal to string buffer of this value. And then let me copy this value here. So both are different string value. Okay. Let me copy this. B, and this one. I give it as G of dot concatenate. I'm going to concatenate C. That is, sorry, here I will use a method that was called as append method. I'm going to use a method called append. So now we can check the memory value. So memory value of C. So what do you think? So here the memory allocation for this value and for this value is going to be the same thing. So let's see the output for the that is immutable string. It is different, but for mutable string, you can see the memory location is going to be the same. Clear everyone till this? Yes or no? Maybe can I get some response? Thank you. So we can, second.